Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. This is Ashu and today we will discuss very important current affairs of 11th and 12th of April 2021. You can see two best images of the day, but today we will discuss very important current affairs. So guys, watch video till last and I'm requesting you all the students that you have to like this video, you have to share as maximum as possible and you have to subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform. Guys, you can download our application. The application name is Careers Cloud and you can download from the description box link. We put a downloading link in the description box and you can download from that link. After downloading, this first window will appear. You can see here, this first window will appear and you can log in with your email ID. After login, this second window will appear. And on the second window, you have to click on Crack Current Affairs section. And if you're clicking on the Crack Current Affairs section, then you can subscribe for 1 year as well as 2 year current affairs. Both the prices are very much low, but what we are providing under this subscription, we are providing daily current affairs. It means in the daily section, we are providing three type of the sections. Like first is the detailed current affair of particular day that is provided in the PDF format. Next is the question and answer format of the current affair of particular day that is also provided in the PDF format. And last is the quiz section. It means you can attempt quiz on our platform, that is on our application, and you can test that how much current affair of particular day you can retain. Next is the weekly section, and in the weekly section we are again providing the three sections for particular week, like detailed current affair of particular week, question and answer format of the current affairs of particular week, and third is the quiz section. It means you can attempt this quiz on our application and you can test that how much current affair you can remember for weekly basis. Next is the monthly current affair section, and it is the most important section because we are providing various type of the PDFs. Like first is the study PDF. In the study PDF we are providing the detailed current affair of particular month. To revise this current affair, we are providing the question and answer PDF. It means you can revise these current affair in the question and answer format every month. And guys, we are also providing the top 100 current affair. It means the best 100 current affair will be provided to you, and it is also provided in the question and answer format. Last is the pocket PDF. It means, as the name suggests, it is very important before your exam because you can revise the current affair very quickly in theoretical format. So all these current affairs comes under one subscription, like daily, weekly and monthly. But under this subscription, we are also providing the smart PDF. These PDFs will enhance your performance. Like we are providing the topic wise PDF, like apps and web portals, important days, books and authors, national current affairs, international current affair. It means if you see that before your exam you want to only revise the national current affair, then you can have to you can revise these national current affair from this one topic PDF. And guys, if you want to revise this important days, apps and web portals before your exam, it means if you want to revise a particular section, then you can revise from this PDF. So this is very useful. And guys, if you are a banking aspirants, then we are providing two sections. One is the detailed current affair and the question and answer PDF, especially for the banking and economy, and one is the quiz section. You can attempt on our application this banking and economic quiz, and you can check that how much banking and economic current affair you have to remember. Next is the exam PDF. It is important for every exam because we are compiling every month current affair under this PDF. Next is the special current affair, like budget and economic survey. You can see here, and we are providing the detailed budget and the economic survey. It means the important facts and important points related to the budget and economic survey. And also we are providing the expected questions related to budget and economic survey which examiner can ask. Guys, we are also providing the state current affairs. It means if you are appearing for the SSC, if you are appearing for the banking exam, then you are appearing for the state exams also. That's why we are covering the state current affair, and we are covering every state and the union territory. So guys, don't worry about any type of the current affair. We are providing all the things under one subscription. So guys, you have to just download our application. Application name is Careers Cloud, and you have to log in with your email ID. Then you have to click on this Crack Current Affairs section, and you can purchase a 1 year current affair as well as 2 year current affair, and both the prices are very much low. If you see the price, you will definitely surprise, and on that minimal price we are providing 10% extra discount. If you use this code #10, then you will get definitely 10% extra discount. So let's start today's current affair, that is 11th and 12th of April 2021. But I am again requesting you all the students that you have to like this video because we have a target of 700 plus likes. And guys, share as maximum as possible because we need your strong support. And guys, you can subscribe subscribe our channel. If you're new on this platform, it means if you're watching this video first time, then you have to subscribe this channel. So let's start today's current affair with the most important question section, and here is our first question. What is the name of the world's first micro sensor based explosive trace detector, which was recently launched by Ramesh Pokhriyal ji? So most important keyword under this question is explosive trace detector. Students, mark this question under most important question. And this explosive trace detector is capable of detecting explosives is less than 10 seconds. It means in the less than 10 seconds, this explosive trace detector can detect any type of the explosive, and it can also identify and categorize explosives into different classes. Like it can detect all classes of the military, conventional and homemade explosives. It means it can detect all type of the explosives. And this explosive trace detector is 100% made in India. In terms of research, in terms of development and manufacturing, it is 100% Indian product. It means it is also focusing on the Make in India advantage. The explosive trace detector device is expected to reduce the dependency on imported explosive trace detector device. It means we are basically focusing on the self-reliant Bharat or self-reliant India. And guys, this explosive trace detector is basically developed by one of the IIT Bombay incubated startup. This IIT Bombay incubated startup is known as NanoSniff technology. That's why this explosive trace detector is also named as the nano sniffer. So answer of this question is C. I think you learn all the detail. And guys, remember, and friends, remember, it is launched by Ramesh Pokhriyal ji, our Union Education Minister. And what is the name of the constituency of Ramesh Pokhriyal ji? The constituency name is Haridwar. Remember, Haridwar is the constituency, and Haridwar is in Uttarakhand. And recently, Uttarakhand new chief minister is Tirath Rawat. Remember, Tirath Rawat is the currently new chief minister of Uttarakhand. You can see here launch of nano sniffer explosive trace detector by the Honorable Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal, and it is the world first MEMS based detector. What is the meaning of this MEMS? It stands for micro electromechanical system. So guys, remember, and it is developed by NanoSniff and IIT Bombay incubated company. I covered all the points, but you can also remember the other options. Like first option is there, elements. First of all, I have to rub this, and then we will discuss the options. Here is the first option is the elements. Elements is basically application which is launched by our Vice President Venkaiah Naidu. This is the India's first social media super app. This is also known as the super application for audio video calls, chats, or etc. things. Next is the self scan. Self scan is basically launched by Chief Minister of West Bengal. It means I am talking about Mamata Banerjee ji. It is just to scan the documents. It has been launched as an alternative of cam scanner, because recently Chinese apps were banned in India, and one of the app was cam scanner, which was banned. So that's why there was a new app which was launched by the Chief Minister of West Bengal, that is Mamata Banerjee ji. That app is known as self scan. Next app is the Himmat Plus. This Himmat Plus application is basically launched by the Delhi Police. Remember, Delhi Police, and it is to ensure the safety and security of people traveling in the cabs. So all other options are again very important. So guys, you have to remember it is a nano sniffer. Now we can move to the next question, but you can remember the recent related news that researchers at IIT Bombay have created a chip named Dhruva. You have to remember it is a 2020 news, and this chip named is Dhruva that can be mounted in smartphones and navigation devices to find places and routes within the country. It means to locate the accurate position of the device. Dhruva sends and receives radio signals to the India's Naviac group of the navigation satellites. So guys, remember this Dhruva, and it is basically created by the IIT Bombay researcher. It is just to install on the smartphones or the navigation devices to find places and routes within the country. Now we can move to the next question. Who is appointed as the first woman Director General of the National Council of Applied Economic Research, which is also known as NCAER? Mark under the most important question, and answer of this question is Poonam Gupta. So guys, remember, answer of this question is Poonam Gupta, and she was economist of World Bank. Remember, she was economist of World Bank, and she was appointed as the first woman Director General of the National Council of Applied Economic Research, and she will succeed Shekhar Shah. who was the earlier the Director General of the National Council of Applied Economic Research from the 1st July 2011. It means he was replaced after 10 years, and he was replaced by Poonam Gupta. And Poonam Gupta was working with the World Bank since 2013. So guys, remember, and this group is very important, National Council of Applied Economic Research, and she became the first woman director. And this body was created in 1956 and headquarters is in New Delhi. Remember this. But other options are again very important. Like first I have to again rub this. And the first option is the Soma Mondal. Very important name in 2020 and even in 2021, because she was appointed as the chairman of very important public enterprise, that is SAIL, Steel Authority of India. She was also appointed as chairman of SCOPE, SCOPE, chairman of SCOPE. Chairman of SCOPE stands for Standing Conference of Public Enterprises. So guys, remember these two positions held by Soma Mondal. Next is Noreen Hassan. Very important name, that is Noreen Hassan. Why this name is important? Because she was the first vice president and chief operating officer of Federal Reserve Bank. Very important appointment, guys. Remember this. Noreen Hassan was first vice president and chief operating officer of the Federal Reserve Bank. Next, Poonam Gupta we already covered. Next is the Preeti Sinha. Again, very important name, Preeti Sinha. Why? Because she was basically recently appointed as executive secretary of United Nations Capital Development Fund. It means I am talking about United Nations Capital Development Fund, UNCDF. So remember all the options. I am repeating again. Soma Mondal was appointed as the chairman of Steel Authority of India, and next she was also appointed as the chairman of the Standing Conference of the Public Enterprises. Next, Noreen Hassan appointed as the first vice president and chief operating officer of the Federal Reserve Bank. Next is the Preeti Sinha. She was appointed as the executive secretary of the United Nations CDF organization. Now we can move to the next question. Next question is, which country hosted 30th basic ministerial meeting on climate change? This question is the most important because this organization is important, that is known as BASIC. Guys, you have seen about BRICS. BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. If we eliminate this Russia, then this group become the BASIC. BASIC stands for Brazil, A stands for the South Africa, and I stands for India, C stands for China. Or you can see here that BA stands for the Brazil and S stands for South Africa, India stands for I, and C stands for China. So this is the basic acronym of this organization. And guys, remember this is a group of 4 countries, and this meeting of 30th basic ministerial meeting is hosted by India. So guys, remember 30th basic ministerial meeting hosted by India. And who participated from Indian side? From Indian side, it is attended by Prakash Javadekar, because it is related to the climate change. It means from Indian side, this meeting was chaired by Prakash Javadekar, who is currently the Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. The group urged developed countries to revisit their climate change mitigation targets, because maximum climate change effects basically presented by the developed countries. So that's why the group urged developed countries to revisit their climate change mitigation targets under the United Nations Framework Convention on the Climate Change and the Kyoto Protocol. It also urged the developing countries to fulfill their commitment of providing support to the developing countries. It means they can support the developing countries to eliminate these climate change effects, because India also set a target of achieving 175 gigawatt of renewable energy by the year of 2022 and 450 gigawatt by the year of 2030. And out of 175 gigawatt, 100 gigawatt is only based off the solar energy, and 60 gigawatt is basically from the wind energy, 10 gigawatt from the bio, and 5 gigawatt from the small hydro project. So guys, remember these are the targets basically which India have to acquire by the year of 2022 and 2030. And India also urged the developing countries to fulfill their commitments of providing support to the developed countries. You can also see here, it is the 30th basic ministerial meeting on the climate change, and from Indian side it is attended by the Prakash Javadekar ji, and it is hosted from the 7th of April and the 8th of April. You can also see here what is the basic country. This group is basically belongs to Brazil, South Africa, India and the China in 2009. It is created in 2009. In 2009, basically, there was a meeting of United Nation Climate Change Conference. The hosting country was Denmark, and exact location was the capital of Denmark, that is Copenhagen. Then this group was formed. The main aim of this group is to reduce the greenhouse gases. By default, it is related to the climate change, so that's why it is just to reduce the greenhouse gas emission and raise massive funds which are needed to fight the climate change. South Africa offered to host the 31st basic ministerial meet on the climate change in 2022, but it is not yet final. So we are not remembering this, that in 2022 South Africa will host this meeting, but now on you have to just read this statement that South Africa offered to host this 31st basic ministerial meeting, but 30th meeting is hosted by India. So guys, remember. And guys, we are talking about the United Nation Climate Change Conference, and in 2021 it will be hosted by which country? It will be hosted by United Kingdom, or you can say exact place is Glasgow. The examiner can ask this place, and this place is exactly in the Scotland. You have to remember this. So it is also known as the COP26, Conference of Party 26, or you can say the United Nation Conference on the Climate Change. Singapore is hosting which main event of 2021? It is the World Economic Forum 2021 will be hosted by Singapore, and Italy is hosting the G20 summit. So guys, remember, all other options are again very important. I am repeating all other options. Singapore is hosting World Economic Forum 2021 meeting. Scotland is hosting United Nations Climate Change Conference of 2021. Italy is hosting G20 conferences, and India is hosting BRICS conferences as well as the basic meeting. So guys, remember, this is most important thing you are learning on this platform. This is Affairs Cloud. Now we can move to the next question. Next question is, India's first municipal green bond was issued by which municipal corporation? So guys, mark under the most important question, because we are talking about the green bonds and we are talking about the municipality who issued these green bonds. And it is the first time that any municipality or the municipal corporation issued one of the green bond. So guys, first of all, you have to know about what is green bond. Green bonds are basically a debt instrument that is especially reserved to raise money for climate and environmental projects. It means these are issued basically to raise money for the climate and the environmental projects. And in 2009, guys, remember this statement, in 2009, the first official green bond was released by World Bank. First official green bond was released by World Bank in year 2009. After that, so many organizations released, but it is the first time that any type of the municipal corporation issued green bonds. And answer of this question is Ghaziabad Municipal Corporation. So answer is B, and Ghaziabad Municipal Corporation is one of the Uttar Pradesh Municipal Corporation. So guys, remember this. You can also see here Ghaziabad issued India's first municipal green bonds, and these green bonds are basically to fulfill the needs of the industries of Ghaziabad, because funds of these green bonds will be used for the construction of tertiary sewage treatment plant, which will be established by the Ghaziabad Municipal Corporation, and it will benefit industries in Ghaziabad. So who will purchase this green bond? That will get 8.1% coupon rate. It means the interest rate, the person will get 8.1%, and maturity time period is 10 years. You have to remember this. And guys, remember, in 2009, it is the first time that World Bank officially announced about the green bond. And after this issuance, like Ghaziabad issuance, Ghaziabad became the 10th city in India and second city in UP to raise municipal bonds. But you have to remember, it is the first time that any type of the green bonds is issued. But before that, nine another municipal bonds were issued by the different municipal corporations like Pune, Amravati, Bangalore. So many bonds were issued, but Ghaziabad is the 10th, and Ghaziabad is the first in the green bond category. Bangalore Municipal Corporation issued municipal bonds for the first time in 1997. You have to remember this. And friends, you can also remember that this Ghaziabad Municipal Corporation issued municipal green bonds in the Bombay Stock Exchange. And raised about 150 crore rupees. And 20 crore rupees given, approximate 20 crore rupees given by the government for this initiative. But the total project cost is 240 crore. It means they will get more money in the recent days. So guys, remember this municipal corporation name. That name is the Ghaziabad Municipal Corporation. But you can also remember another option, that is the Pimpri Chintwad Municipal Corporation. why this municipal corporation is important to you? Because in January 2021, this municipal corporation, like Pimpri Chinchwad Municipal Corporation, signed a MOU with the United Nations Development Program. United Nations Development Program to utilize funds effectively and efficiently for the projects of the Pimpri Chinchwad. So guys, remember they signed a project with the United Nations Development Program. So now we can move to the next question. Next question is, which company will set up Asia's largest fulfillment center in Gurgaon, Haryana? Even Haryana government has approved allotment of 140 acre of the land for e-commerce major platform for setting up Asia's largest fulfillment center in Gurgaon, Haryana. Unlike the traditional warehouses, the fulfillment center have equipped with the highly automated pick, pack, and shipping processes to facilitate safe and timely process of order. It means all the things which will be established under these warehouses will be automatic. It means it is a new kind of the technology which will be created under this platform, and this platform name is Flipkart. So guys, remember, answer of this question is B. Just remember the question as in the slide. Now we can move to the very important question. So guys, you have to provide us 700 plus likes, you have to subscribe this channel, and you have to share as maximum as possible. Now we can move to the first question of the very important question. Here is the question. Flexiloans.com partner with which company to offer collateral free loan to the micro, small and medium industries and freelancers? Because of the COVID-19, maximum stressed sector is the micro, small and medium enterprises sector. So that's why this Flexiloans.com and this company is providing a collateral free loan to the MSMEs and the freelancers. And answer of this question is PayPal. So guys, remember, answer of this question is A. And recently PayPal also allowed to use the cryptocurrencies on this platform, but only for the USA consumers. You have to remember this. So guys, remember this Flexiloans.com, a digital lending platform focused on the micro, small and medium enterprises, partner with PayPal, a leading digital payment company, to offer collateral free business loans to the MSMEs, freelancers. Even they are also providing the collateral free loan to the women entrepreneurs and the sole proprietors. Guys, remember, this partnership is in line with the PayPal's commitment to provide innovative credit solution capabilities to Indian merchants who sell cross-border using the PayPal technology. This partnership enables the borrowers to assess their loans from 50,000 rupees to 1 crore rupees. It means the total loan amount can be 50,000 to 1 crore rupees. This benefit the merchant across more than 1,500 cities in India and even the towns in India. The loan tenure ranges from the 6 months to the 36 months. It means the half yearly to the 3 year. This is the time period and this is the loan amount. You have to remember this. And PayPal was founded in 1998. Its headquarters is in San Jose, California. Remember, San Jose, California. And who's the president and CEO of this PayPal? It is the Dan Schulman. Dan Schulman. You have to remember this MD and CEO. So guys, remember the headquarters. Remember, it was established in 1998. And who is the MD and CEO? You have to remember. You can also see here that PayPal and PayPal and Flexi Loans partner to offer MSME freelancers collateral-free loans. So it is just to offer MSMEs with working capital for business expansion, purchasing stock, inventory, and other expenditure related to business. And they will get the loan amounting rupees 50,000 to 1 crore. And total loan amount time period is 6 months to 36 months, and it will benefit the 1,500 cities and towns in India. So guys, remember about PayPal. And recent related news, we already covered that PayPal allowed the customer to use the cryptocurrency on their platform if you belongs to the USA. It means it is only for the USA customers. Now we can move to the next question. Which life insurance company and the FinCare or the FinCare Small Finance Bank Limited joined hands for the Banca Insurance partnership? If you are seeing this Banca Insurance partnership, it means either the insurance company want to sell their product to the bank customers, or bank customers want to sell their product to the insurance company. This is the main purpose of the Banca Insurance partnership. And guys, under this bank insurance partnership, the bank will sell insurance policies to its customers. It means the insurance policy will be purchased by the bank customers. And this insurance company is Bharti AXA Life Insurance Company. Remember, Bharti AXA Life Insurance Company. So nothing in the news. Just remember, FinCare Small Finance Bank and this insurance company signed a pact so that the bank customers can purchase this insurance policies. And guys, remember about Bharti Bharti AXA Insurance Life Insurance. The headquarter is in Mumbai, Maharashtra, and MD and CEO is Prag Raja. Prag Raja. And this bank is not important, like Fincare Small Finance Bank is not so much important. But if you want to remember, then you can remember that MD and CEO is Rajiv Yadav. But there are so many small finance banks, you don't have to remember. MD and CEO is Rajiv Yadav, headquarters is in Bengaluru, Karnataka. Now we can move to the next question. You can see here bank and insurance, and they will sell each other products. So this is also, you can see here, this partnership will enable the Fincare Small Finance Bank to offer need-based financial protection products suitable for the major segment of the population who are not aware of the benefit of the insurance. And in today's world, this insurance word is basically so much popular, especially the health insurance due to COVID-19. Now we can move to the next question, and it is the World Homeopathy Day is annually observed across globe on which day? So guys, it is the very important day you have to remember. In today's time, homeopathy is very important, and it is basically related to the traditional medicines. And this day is basically celebrated on the 10th of April 2021. So guys, remember 10th of April 2021. You can also see here 2021 World Homeopathy Day, 10th of April. And why this day is celebrated on 10th of April? Because it is the birth anniversary of Dr. Christian Frederick Samuel. And he was born on the 10th of April 1755. And why this name is important? Because he was known as the founder of homeopathy. So guys, remember, it is the 266th birth anniversary of Dr. Christian Frederick Samuel, who is known as the founder of homeopathy, and he was born on the 10th of April 1755 in France. But he's a German physician. After that, he belongs to Germany. It is marked the importance of homeopathy and its contribution to the field of medicine, and it is just to create awareness about the benefits of homeopathic treatment and the medicine. You can also see here, it is the 266th birth anniversary, and guys, you have to remember this. Who is the founder of homeopathy? This person is the founder of homeopathy, and he was born in France. And this day is just to create awareness about the benefits of homeopathic treatment and the medicine. And you can also say it is just contribution to the field of medicine. Now we can move to the next question. Narendra Modi ji, our Prime Minister, released the Hindi translation of the book Odisha Itihas. It means it is the history of Odisha. This book is authored by whom? So guys, it is very important book, and this book is written by one of the very important freedom fighter of Odisha, and the name of this freedom fighter is Dr. Hare Krishna Mehtab. So remember the name, it is very important. This book was originally written in Odia and English language, but after that now it is translated into Hindi. And who translated it into Hindi? It was translated by Shankar Lal Purohit. So you have to remember this book, because this is the very important book. We can cover this question in the most important section, but this book was already published in Odia and English. That's why we are covering under the very important section. Other options are important, but first of all, let's discuss about the Odia Itihas. This book is basically related to the history of Odisha, especially the time period when this person like Hare Krishna Mehtab was imprisoned at the Ahmedgarh Fort jail from 1942 to 1945, when Quit India movement was going in India, like Bharat Chodo Andolan was going in India. 1942 it was started by Mahatma Gandhi ji. So this book is very important, especially for the history of Odisha. And guys, remember the name, Dr. Hare Krishna Mehtab, and this book was originally written in Odia and the English, and it was translated in Hindi by the Shankar Lal Purohit. And guys, other options are very, very important. First, I have to rub this, and here is the first option is Vineet Bajpayee. This name is, guys, very, very important, Vineet Bajpayee, because he wrote a book that is known as 1857, The Sword of Mastan. The Sword of Mastan, it is basically related to the revolt of 1857. Next is very famous person, that is Ram Madhav. Ram Madhav related to the RSS, and he wrote a book, Because India Comes First. Next is Karan Puri, again very important personality, Karan Puri, and he wrote a book, #Me Too. Remember, #Me Too, only single E. Me too. So remember other options also: Vineet Vajpayee, Ram Madhav, Karan Puri, but Odisha Itihas is written by Dr. Hare Krishna Mehtab. So guys, you can see here Prime Minister Modi ji released Hindi version of the Odisha Itihas by the Dr. Hare Krishna Mehtab. You can also see here Hare Krishna Mehtab is one of the notable personalities in the Indian independence movement, and he was served as the Chief Minister of Odisha for two terms, like from 1946 to 1944 years and 1956 to 61 for almost 5 years. So it means he served the Chief Minister of Odisha for 2 years. If you belongs to Odisha, then this is the most important question for you. This will definitely come in the Odisha state exam. Now we can move to the next question. Next question is, recently Dronacharya awardee Sanjay Chakravarti passed away. He was coach of which game? Because he received the Dronacharya award, it means he was very famous coach of one of the sports, and he was coach of which game? He was coach of very famous game, that is shooting, and he was coach of very famous player Abhinav Bindra. Remember this, Abhinav Bindra. And he belongs to which state? He belongs to Uttar Pradesh. He has trained so many Indian shooters like Abhinav Bindra, Gagan Narang, Anjali Bhagwat, even Ionika Paul, very famous shooter, Ionika Paul. Abhinav Bindra, I already told you. Gagan Narang, Anjali Bhagwat. So very famous names. And he had served India's national coach for around 40 years. It means 4 decades. He received the Dronacharya Award in 2017 for his contribution in producing medal winners in the shooting like Abhinav Bindra and the Gagan Narang. So you can see the picture of this person, Sanjay Chakravarti. You can see here. And he recently died. And he belongs to which state? He belongs to Uttar Pradesh. If you belongs to Uttar Pradesh, then you have to remember the state. So you can see here, he received the Dronacharya Award in 2017 for contribution in producing the medal winners in the shooting, and he has trained many Indian shooters like Abhinav Bindra, Gagan Narang, Anjali Bhagwat, and even more players like Dipali Deshpande, Anju Jung, Ionika Paul, Anjali Bhagwat. So many players he produced. So guys, remember the name. It is very important name. Remember Sanjay Chakravarti. Now we can move to the next question. In terms of the top investor countries, which is the country is at the top with maximum FDI equity inflow as per the Commerce and Industry Ministry data from the April to January 2020-21. In simple word, you can say in 10 months, maximum investment in form of FDI equity comes from which country? And answer of this question is very simple. In 10 months, it is topped by which country? It is topped by Singapore. It is topped by Singapore. And friends, it is the highest ever for the first 10 months of the financial year. Highest ever. In terms of the top investor countries, Singapore is at the top with 28% of the FDI equity inflow. And it is followed by the United States of America, which is almost 24.28% of the FDI equity flow. And United Arab Emirates is on the third position, that is 7.31%. It is the top most are the Singapore and the United States of America. If you are categorizing the products, then computer software and hardware, it means the IT industry has emerged as the top sector during the first 10 months of 2020-21 because 45.81% of the total inflow of FDI belongs to this category, that is computer software and hardware. And total FDI flow during the April to January 2020-21 increased by the 15%. If you are talking about, if you are comparing with the financial year of 20 with first 10 months, then it is increased by the 15%. So guys, remember it is Singapore. So you can see here FDI equity inflows up 28% to US dollar, 54.18 billion during April to January. So guys, it is Singapore. Next question is from picture, and a very famous personality of Britain, Prince Philip passed away. So guys, remember some information about the Prince Philip. And Prince Philip is also known as the Duke of, remember, Duke of Edinburgh. This Duke of Edinburgh position is basically created by King of Britain, George VI. So Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip, and he was also the husband of Queen Elizabeth II, who is currently the Queen of Britain, and the longest serving royal consort in the history of British, passed away at the age of 99 in London, United Kingdom. He was born as the Prince of Greece. So guys, remember, he was born as a Prince of Greece and Denmark. Denmark in 1912 in Greece. It means he was originally belonged to Greece, but he renounced his Greece title and became the British citizen. And Prince Philip joined the British Navy in 1939 when World War II started in 1939, and served in the Mediterranean and the Pacific during the World War II. He married to Queen Elizabeth II. He married to Queen Elizabeth II in 1947 when India got independence. In that year, he married to Queen Elizabeth II. So guys, you can remember this very vital information about the Prince Philip. Now we can move to the next section, and it is the important question section. But guys, you have to like this video. 700 plus likes we want. You have to subscribe this channel. If you are on first time on this platform, you have to share as maximum as possible. Here is the first question in the important section. Recently, 3-banded rose finch new species discovered in which state? So this species is one of the kind of avian species, and this belongs to which state? This founded in Arunachal Pradesh. So a team of researchers from the Bombay, and they founded this new avian species that is known as 3-banded rose finch, and it was found on a higher altitude coniferous forest in Arunachal Pradesh. So the total number of avian species reported from India was reached to 1340, and the findings of the research team were published in the journals Indian Birds. So a journal was released, and under this journal, this research is published. This is the 5th new species recorded in India during 2021. So guys, remember the name of the state is Arunachal Pradesh. You can also see here new species 3-banded rose finch from Arunachal added to India's bird list. Now, next question again from the picture. It is India's fuel consumption contracted by 9.1% in financial year 21, and it is the first time since 1998 to 1999. So guys, it is by obvious that because of COVID-19, so much fuel consumption is reduced, and it is the first time since 1998 to 1999 that India has registered a decline in the fuel consumption, and the demand contraction was led by the diesel, because diesel is the India's most consumed fuel. And if we were talking about the fuel category, then only one fuel registered growth, that is domestic cooking gas LPG, because so many people are at home. There is a lockdown, so that's why there is a growth in the domestic cooking gas LPG. So guys, remember this. And India GDP is estimated to have contracted by 7 to 8%. This is official data of the government of India, that India GDP is estimated to have contracted by 7 to 8% in the financial year of 2021. So this is a good news as well as bad news, because LPG price hiked and fuel consumption contracted. Now, moving to one-liner important point. Here is the first point. Axis Bank becomes the co-partner of the Max Life Insurance. Very simple question, that Axis Bank acquired some percentage of stake in the Max Life Insurance, like 12.99%. It means almost 13% stake was basically purchased by the Axis Bank from the Max Life Insurance. And you have to remember about the Axis Bank. Axis Bank is the India's 3rd largest private sector bank after the HDFC and the ICICI Bank. Headquarters of Axis Bank is in Mumbai, Maharashtra, and tagline is Badhti Ka Naam Zindagi. MD and CEO is Amitabh Chaudhary. Next is IMF policy panel endorses USD 650 billion increase in the special drawing rights allocation. It means total international monetary fund is increased. IMF headquarters is in Washington, D.C., and it was established in 1944 with the World Bank, and managing director is Kristalina. Member countries are 190. Recently added is Andorra. Headquarters is in Washington, D.C. Next is RBI amended India's inflation forecast model. So guys, don't remember this inflation forecast model, but you can just remember that RBI will now check the inflation with the three parameters, like fiscal block. Fiscal block means the budget section, and fuel block, it means we are talking about the petrol and diesel, LPG, electricity cost, and third is the balance of payment. It means export and import. So by these three parameters, this inflation can be checked. Next, Russian External Affairs Minister visited India, discussed about the Afghan peace process and defense ties. And what is the name of the External Affairs Minister of Russia? External Affairs Minister is Sergey Lavrov. Remember, Sergey. Sergey Lavrov. It is not so much important, and he met with the External Affairs Minister of India, S. Jaishankar, and discussed key defense ties between the countries, because Russia and India to enhance bilateral cooperation on the Afghan peace process, and the countries proposed signing of a free trade pact between the India and the Eurasian Economic Union. So guys, remember this. Next, PM Modi accepts invite to attend the climate summit. and this summit will be hosted by Joe Biden. Joe Biden, that is President of United States of America. It is the key climate. They will discuss about the climate issues in the context of the COP26, which will be hosted by the Glasgow, Scotland. Next, India Netherlands Virtual Summit 2021. Again, guys, this is not so much important news because it is a virtual conversation between the India and Netherlands. But guys, you can remember one thing, that both the countries accepted to start a strategic partnership on water. Strategic partnership on water. Remember about Netherlands. Netherlands Prime Minister is Mark Rutte, and capital is Amsterdam. Currency is Euro. Now we can move to the question of the day. And what was the question of 10th of April? Question was, which of the following is the name of United States Parliament? So it was very common question. Answer is very simple. Answer is Congress. Congress is a name of the United States Parliament. House of Commons is basically related to Britain. And Senate is related to so many countries. You can remember one or two countries, like Senate is also a name of a parliament. One of the house of a parliament is Comoros. Costa Rica is one of the house name is also Senate. Fiji Islands, one of the house name is also Senate. And Italy, one of the house name is also Senate. So many countries as house name belongs to Senate. Next is Diet. Diet is a very famous name of the Parliament of Japan. So guys, remember, Congress belongs to United States of America, House of Commons belongs to Britain, and Diet belongs to Japan. Now we can move to the question of the day. What is the question of the day? Question is Ajanta and Ellora caves, very famous Buddhist and the Jainism caves. Ajanta only belongs to Buddhism, and Ellora belongs to Hinduism, Jainism, as well as Buddhism, are situated near which of the following cities? So question is very simple, very simple, guys. You have to only comment me in the comment box. So guys, please provide us 700 plus likes. Please subscribe this channel if you're new on this platform, and press this bell button. It is very important because you can receive the notification on time. And guys, it is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in the general awareness section if you are reading the current affairs from our PDF. So that's why there is a need to subscribe the PDF. You can subscribe our PDFs from our application, and you can download this application from the description box link. You can subscribe for 1 year as well as 2 year, and both the prices are very much low, and you can subscribe from our application, and price is very much low, and on that minimal price we are providing 10% extra discount if you use this code ASH10. So guys, don't take life so much serious. Life is fun, life is beautiful. Always be happy. Happiness is the key of success. Thank you guys for watching this video, and take care. Bye bye.